Welcome. I'm Ebony.
And I'm Nico.
And we are
EboNics Podcast, where we're building a language around life, love, and legacy.
You be proud. You finally be getting it.
Yeah.
Be rolling off.
Yeah.
Good. What's new?
Again, we just here with the decisions. Got a lot of stuff on the plate. And just need to be praying through it, figuring out which route we gonna go, because it's really going to determine our future.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited, but at the same time I'm just like, woo, Lord, get rid of some of these and just give me clarity.
Is that your prayer? Take
Sometimes.
Something off the table?
Yeah. But then I'm also like, what's the beauty in the choice and the freedom to choose? It's like, I read something that was super encouraging. It was like God is giving you the ability to like choose. Like, don't be so worried about being outside His will, and just trust Him regardless of the decision you make, and just know that He's going to provide whatever decision you make, and He's going to correct you if you choose the wrong one, if there is a wrong one. So I'm like,
how did that land?
Oh, it landed like a anvil. Like, bing!
Was it encouraging or more overwhelming?
No, it was good. It was just like, oh, dang, you right. That's part of the freedom we have, you know.
Who's we?
We as people, you know. We're not robots. We're not just like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this. He gives us the freedom, like the freedom to love, freedom to choose. Like I think that's part of His love for us.
Yeah.
And I'm learning. Doesn't make it easier though all the time, but it's giving me a different perspective, and the perspective that's helping. What about you? What's new besides the do?
I talked to my boss about all these options that you're talking about. Some which will move us out of this city sooner than later. That's new. I was kind of dreading it because I didn't know if my position would work remotely or not. Probably won't, which sucks. So that's new.
Were you putting your faith in the job? Like that was going to be the thing that gets us out there?
I have the job here, so no.
I'm just trying to figure out why it was such a blow. I know you said you like the people you work with, but I'm like,
this is not a normal work environment.
That's true.
It's hard to duplicate.
Your boss is pretty dope. Your whole situation it's a blessing. That's it. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Well, pretty soon you'll be the boss and you get to create the work atmosphere and you can duplicate this.
I'm copying.
There you go. Anything else?
Ordering meals was great.
Freeing us up.
Yes, and I have decision fatigue, so I was able to just grab a bag and cook what was in the bag.
Decision fatigue. Break that down.
I get tired of making choices.
You make choices?
Me and two other people, and sometimes helping you make them. It's exhausting. I be wishing I had work uniforms, so I don't have to think about what to wear. I'm so tired of making choices.
Why?
It's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. I'm gonna look up how many choices people make a day. It's a lot, especially when you have kids.
Yeah, I get it. I have decisions to make.
So that's why I liked it.
And a lot of times I come to you like, hey, what do you think? What do you think? And you don't feel like you even give me much. So even you saying that, it's just like, I feel like I always got to make the decision, especially for us.
When you ask me something,
Man.
I give you what I need before I can make a decision, which is not what you be wanting to hear. Mm-hmm. So I
all
give
the
you
time.
what you need.
You give me what I need.
Yeah.
You just said you don't be giving me what I need.
My answer to you asking me something would be, I don't know. If you give me this, and this information, then I can let you know.
Yeah. Okay. But that information don't be available.
This is hilarious because I already read some of my stuff.
Oh, I read mine.
And this is...
We're tapping into it already. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's crazy because you just literally said that, and I'm like, that information don't always be available to make the decision easier for you to make. And yet there's still a decision that needs to be made. And you just be like,
then somebody give me some answers.
What you mean somebody? It's the Lord that's going to either reveal some stuff or we just going to be walking in it.
That's not true. Conversation we had this week, if your weeks start on Monday, was about several job opportunities. Mm-hmm. And I said, until I know this and this, I don't have the one you're most excited about. I didn't have an opinion about because I need to have my questions answered. Mm-hmm.
And I get it. My thing is...
So get the questions answered.
You're saying like you're waiting on people. I'm waiting on the Lord to put this stuff together. So yes, the people need to give me answers, but still the Lord needs to line all this stuff up for us to make it
I
make
don't
sense.
Look for straight lines. I go for it, and if it work out, it work out. If it don't, it don't.
Is that what you think I just said?
What?
I look for straight lines?
You said you needed to be lined up. I don't. Try it.
I not necessarily lined up, like, I don't even know what you mean by straight lines, because nothing we do seem like a straight anything. It's more like, but if I know that this leads to this, leads to this, leads to this, then cool. I didn't even think that we were going to be here.
So you be trying to figure out where stuff leads. I'll be trying to figure out how does the journey go. I don't necessarily focus as hard on where it ends up. I focus on what makes sense right now practically. What can we do? It'll go forward regardless. I feel like you be looking for the straightest path to where you want to get. And I don't care if it goes like this.
But see, my thing is, I don't want to waste time doing something now or doing something.
And I don't think it's time wasted. You're going to learn something. You're going to gain a skill. You're going to learn something that does work or doesn't work. I don't see it as time wasted.
I wouldn't want to go to school for something that I enjoyed right now if it's not going to get me to my ultimate goal.
Where did school come from?
Just an analogy. If you went to Mizzou for journalism.
Waste.
Why is it a waste? You learned something.
I don't regret going.
But why was it a waste?
Because I came back a Christian. It was a waste of money.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You said it's not a waste of time. So I'm like, so waste of money. I get that. But still, money, like that's a lot of money to be throwing at how you feel at the time, versus the goal. So that's why I be struggling with, like, I don't want to get caught up on this because it might not necessarily lead us to where we want to go. I do, however, realize that the Lord may put you in a position to where you're like, you're here. Work hard, take advantage, learn or whatever. But I'm also like, what am I learning? What am I doing so that I can move forward?
Want the straightest path? I don't necessarily. That's usually your goal, is to get from A to B the fastest way.
It's not so like weird to hear you say that.
But
the goal person don't care about the straightest path.
Because I'll get there.
Yeah, that's a waste of time to me.
I know. I just said that. What are we talking about today?
But still, I guess I understood the straightest path is like, and you didn't say this, I don't know why I took it this way, but almost like shortcut. Like, let's just jump to it. That's not necessarily what I want to do. I just want to set as I just said, you didn't say that. I just said that. What I said was, I received it and I don't know why. So that's what I'm thinking through now, like working through, like, I wonder why did I receive it that way? I don't want to jump into, let's say, being a TV star or something like that if I have not went through the necessary lessons. And then I get there and I bump my head and I ruin my opportunity. Like I would prefer to grow. It's just the growing pains and the time that it may take. And sitting in the gray in a space full of I don't knows and whatever. It's just like, what do I do at this time? So for me, it's harder to just like sit and what are we going to learn? What's the lessons or whatever? And for you, you're saying that that's where you're comfortable at?
I wouldn't say comfortable, but I'm okay with it. We've been plenty of places we didn't want to be and weren't comfortable in, but they prepared you. Mm-hmm. And you didn't know how you were being prepared in the moment.
Still don't know. That's real. I still don't know what a lot of things we went through were for. Mm-hmm. Some things I still don't take it for granted, but it's just like, I wonder what this thing was for. Am I going to be able to use this at some point? Whatever. I think the thing that's making it even more harder for me is I'm really trying to be intentional with my time now. So maybe I need to work through that. This is a lot. This is a lot. All that was an intro of what we about to get into. Take it away.
I already asked you what we talking about today. When you was talking. I don't think you even heard it.
No. We're talking about Enneagrams. Our Enneagram results. Correct? Mm-hmm.
What's your type? What type are you? That's better.
Light skin.
What Enneagram number are you?
Dang. 7.
And do you know what you're called yet?
I am a optimistic, entertaining optimist. That's what it is.
And I'm a loyal guardian, type 6.
It's a loyal guardian.
Me.
What is a loyal guardian?
What is an entertaining optimist?
Somebody that's entertaining and he's optimistic.
Well, I'm loyal and a guardian.
To who?
Everyone.
Everybody?
I've been the mom of many friend groups.
I can see that.
My besties just told me this week.
You're the mom?
Mm-hmm.
Why so?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember it literally right now. And I cannot. But it was funny. Sorry, my computer's dying.
Ebony is always operating on a device that is down. She ignores the battery life until it's red or until it dies.
I don't love devices, so.
I think that's how you even operate.
If I'm with my family, I really don't care.
But you too. You, yourself. You be like, you going, and you just crash wherever you need to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny because your Enneagram people are white and mine are black. I think this thing is pretty accurate.
Racially ambiguous people are.
He got curly hair. She is mixed.
Yeah, they're wearing orange.
But we know yours.
Look at those heels. Anyway.
Yours is broken down, man. Okay.
So are yours.
It just looks different. So mine says, type 7s love to plan and anticipate positive future events.
And mine is someone who anticipates life's dangers. That's the first sentence.
So literally what we was talking about. That's why I was like, nah, we are touching on it before we even go in. We enjoy having variety. I don't know how I feel about this. We enjoy having variety and multiple choices to choose from. I don't know if I do. I think I like options, but at the same time, still.
I think you would just appreciate less options. But if someone told you this is what you're doing, do it, you wouldn't like it.
Hell. I think also my experience, my life, just whatever, has kind of made decision making kind of hard.
You should be good at it.
Wow.
You always have at least 4 options.
Always. It's a blessing.
Even when I moved here, I was an option of several.
Because I be entertaining. Okay. Say what? Entertaining optimists. They may be well-rounded, affirming, generous, or at their worst, they can be self-focused and escapist and have the insatiable appetite for excitement. I have been all of these things. Mm-hmm. I've been at my best and at my worst, and I have been all of these things. Self-focused and escapist. Oh, I'm an escapist every time things get overwhelming. Mm-hmm. I just, instead of doing anything, I just, nope. Instead of doing one thing, focusing, everything shuts down. And clearly I've been an escapist when it comes to feelings. Mm-hmm. Get out of there, baby. Insatiable appetite for excitement. Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't want nothing to do with anything that's downing. That's a downer.
Buzzkill?
Oh my gosh. Kill the buzzkill.
Jeez.
But I'm learning. Just like, what's that movie, the cartoon? What? With emotions.
The movie?
It's like a little sad person in there. Just talking about the importance of sadness. Mm-hmm. I was like, that was...
Hit you.
It hit me. I agree with this. This is pretty accurate. Wait, do you?
Yes.
No. No pushback at all.
No. Do you have some?
No. This is really good. They could have just said Nico.
Let's see if mine says good. When healthy, I have faith, I'm courageous, loyal, effective, and when unhealthy, I don't like it. It says I'm cowardly, paranoid, and masochistic. Or masochistic, whatever. That just makes me think of S&M, and I don't know. What? Okay.
What is masochistic?
Masochist? I only know.
Is that
it in sexual?
Freaky? Okay. So you need to. So when you're unhealthy, you get freaky.
A person who derives sexual gratification from their own pain or humiliation. I don't think that's true at all. That ain't never been my jam.
But the rest of them, cowardly and paranoid.
Am I a coward?
Cowardly.
Okay, hold on. I'm bleeding this. Committed, security-oriented people. Reliable, hardworking, reasonable, trustworthy. Excellent troubleshooters. They foresee problems and foster cooperation, but can become defensive, evasive, anxious, running on stress while complaining about it. This one sounds right.
Let me see this.
Were you listening?
Yeah.
Or still looking at this?
Evasive. I feel like you're trying to avoid your freaky side on this one. I'm just saying, it might be something there.
Oh my God. Can be cautious and indecisive, but also reactive, defiant, and rebellious. Does it sound like me?
It sounds like Ebony.
Where? They typically have problems with self-doubt and suspicion. I don't think suspicion's a problem. At their best.
Are you serious?
Internally
That was
stable
a LOL?
and self-reliant.
JK?
No, I don't think suspicion is bad. They said it is. I agree that I'm suspicious, but I think it's a positive trait.
Why do you think it's a positive trait? You have no faith in people.
That's not true.
You have little faith in people.
No, I have very good, what is it?
You read people well.
Discerning abilities.
Discernment?
There you go. I have very strong discernment. Everybody I've warned you about when I met them turned out to be not awesome.
That is true. I'll give you that.
So, I give people the benefit of the doubt when they don't give me vibes.
Okay. Everything else, for sure. That's definitely you.
What's your basic fear, according to the things? Mine is being without support or guidance.
Mine is being deprived, trapped in emotional pain, limited, or bored, missing out on something fun.
That's a lot. Do you think it's all right?
Being deprived of what? I'm trying to think an example if I was deprived of anything, how I would feel. Trapped in emotional pain? Yes, get me out of there. Limited? Yes. Fear versus dislike. I don't know if that's the same thing. I don't fear being bored. I fear being stuck in boredom.
Okay.
Like if I was bored, I'm like, I'm afraid. That don't make sense to me. Missing out on something fun. Sometimes. You agree with this?
Yes.
All of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've already talked about you having FOMO and me having JOMO. I like missing out on things you don't.
I don't. Why they call it fear? What's at the bottom of fear? That's weird to me. You know.
You're not digging the word choice.
I'm not.
Okay, I found
your little mess of whatever the
masochist
thing. Yeah.
I want to know where you see that.
I don't see that.
If you do.
No, I don't.
Because that just threw me for all the loops.
You got a core desire? Or what you looking up?
I went to a bunch of Enneagram IG pages and pulled some stuff. See what fits and what does not. I also found a link about how our types relate in like as couples that
Yeah,
we can
because
talk about.
I was told to get with a 8.
By who? A 8?
No, I mean this one right here was just like you work best with an 8 or something like that, and I was like, oh well, it's been right about everything
Well, I'm
else.
not work, so there's that.
Oh, now you want to disagree with it, you know? What's your core desire?
To have security and support. Find the lie. You can't.
You feel supported?
But you? Yeah.
You feel secure?
Most of the time.
And other times?
No.
Why not?
I felt insecure with trusting you, with like sexual integrity, with money when we started, because we was broke as hell.
And I was burning bacon and
dropping detergent, all that stuff. I don't think there's another one.
Why you popping?
I don't know, but that's it.
You said, I don't know, but
I'm talking about my thing, my phone.
My core desire is being happy, fully satisfied, and content.
You think that's accurate?
Yeah. Yep. Being happy is a big one. Like that.
That's like your main drive.
It's funny because like being content is probably the full drive. I want to be content with where I am. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, depending on the situation, like you got to be content with any position you're in. That's the. Shouldn't you?
Should or yes, you should try.
You should try to be content. Yeah, so I want to be content. I want my place of dwelling to be.
Hold on, because I might be changing my answer. If it's something like toxic and abusive and like that, no. But if it's just something you don't like, some preference that's not about your health and safety, then yes.
So.
But maybe that's me speaking as someone who seeks security.
I mean, but yeah, just thinking about the times we struggle financially.
I'm just saying, be content with someone's being molested, they should try to be content
for sure.
with that.
I agree with that. Those unhealthy situations, but still, like struggling and not having a lot of money, having to rely on food banks and stuff like that. I should be content with that.
That don't mean get comfortable.
So I don't want to hit you, cuz.
Were you making those the same?
State of peaceful happiness, satisfaction. Also a member of the British House of Lords. Content, peaceful, and happy. Man, I guess, if you like, the Lord providing this and this and that, then I guess you look at that way. Yeah, sure.
I don't know where you just went. I don't know that you want to be there.
Because I just, I would like to be content, but I feel like it's fake if it's like, I got to be happy with everything. Because we're called to be content through a lot. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Don't be telling me something I'm not, man. What's your core weakness?
What are those?
Oh, you ain't got none?
Oh, baby. Plenty. I'm looking.
Well, while you're looking, I'll share mine. They say, and I don't know if I agree with this yet, gluttony, feeling a great emptiness inside, having an insatiable desire to fill themselves with experiences, stimulation, and hopes of feeling completely satisfied. Yep, that's me.
That's not on mine.
Girl, you got
I just skipped it.
Well, one of your weaknesses, you're a sexual freak.
Oh my God, babe.
They ain't got nothing on this one.
What is this? Type 6? Jesus. Type 6 weaknesses?
Yup. I got you.
Or maybe I read them already. Grouped with that one.
Running on stress while complaining about it. They can be cautious and indecisive, but also reactive and defiant and rebellious.
We already agreed on this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright. You out here? Core longing that I will be taken care of. Sure.
I got those kind of vibes.
I don't know if I feel like I'll be taken care of. Like, I feel like that well, I guess, yeah. And, like, the Lord is provide, like, I don't know.
That's mine. Or you went back?
I went back. You will be taken care of. It's like, I want everything to be in its place. That's my being content. I will be content when I'm there. And I'm like, I don't feel like that's right to say.
Do you struggle to relinquish control? Like to put your care in other people's hands?
I don't know.
Do you long to feel safe in other people's hands?
I don't feel like I've given very many opportunities where I had to have somebody take care of me.
Do you wish you could?
Yes. Man, don't be counseling me, but it's more so like, I don't know if it's a longing for it. It's just that I've never had that. I don't have. I'm always the person people come to. So like.
Do you wish you didn't have to be?
No, I just wish that I had balance.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
You think that I'm longing for somebody to take care of me?
I don't think you're longing to be taken care of. I think you long for that option.
I would agree with that.
I don't think you want someone to take care of you. I think it would just be nice if someone could.
Okay.
Like if you could trust someone to do that.
All right.
Maybe? No?
No, it would be great. I think that'd be super dope. I just like I said, my life has not always been set up that way.
Okay. So these are some phrases that your people say. Phrases that your people say. You want to read yours
7s?
Or read mine? Mm-hmm.
You read mine, I read yours.
Okay. Yours. I wish I was invited to that. What else could I be doing right now? I just want to be happy. What's next?
First one. I wish I was invited to that.
That's the FOMO. You might not use those words.
I'm trying to like the thought.
Mm-hmm. That would have been fun.
I wish I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. And then, what was that one?
What else could I be doing right now?
Especially if it's boring.
Mm-hmm. I just want to be happy. You already said that. And what's next? You look for the next fun thing to do. Next challenge. Next adventure.
Man, my turn, cuz. Hold up. Where you at?
Right there. I had you set
up. Your people say I need to have a backup plan just in case.
Yes.
I need time to think about that before deciding.
Yes.
Hell yes. I feel like I'm always mentally exhausted.
Yes.
What if?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's crazy.
Is this stuff annoying? You had an air of annoyance.
Go back.
To mine?
Mm-hmm. I need to have a backup plan just in case. Not really, because I used to think like that.
Not really that it's annoying? Okay.
Yeah. I need to think about that before deciding.
I know you get sick of it.
Because I'm like, you have no immediate thoughts. It's like your brain does no processing.
My immediate thought is, give me a minute.
You are a human buffer.
Yes, dial up. We know. Rainbow wheel.
I feel like I'm always mentally exhausted. Yes, go to sleep. Give your brain a rest. You need to figure that out. And then what if? Is that based off of fear?
That's based off of contingency plans. What if this happens? How do we prepare in advance as much as we can so that we're not drowning?
So is that based off of fear when we get through all of that? It's a fear of drowning, of struggling, not making it, or being where you want to be?
I don't know if it's fear. It's me trying not to be even more exhausted. If I could make a plan now to save energy later, yes. Usually when we're talking about something, I'd be like, why don't you just do it now? You don't know what's going to happen later. You might not have time. Something else might come up. Just do it now.
That's true.
So that would be, what if something happens later today and you don't have time? Just do it. It's not fear. I'm sure there's fear in some of them.
I think that scenario, I get. Yeah, you're right.
One example.
You're right.
Relationship strategies for a 7. So this is for you.
Relationship strategies
Practical
for 7.
relationship strategies. These are for you. Read them. Let them sink in. Read them with all of us.
Try to be intentional about focusing in on what others are saying.
What was that?
That's what I was doing in the beginning of this conversation.
Way to go.
That was like, I don't know if it was with our just talking and building, or if it was like a marriage session where I learned how. I think it was one of the marriage groups where we're just like how we don't take what people say wrong. Somebody said it, they might not have meant this way. I also recognize how you are taking something in versus what they're saying, all that, communication styles and skills. Practice dealing with the hard things, the uncomfortable things, even if it's potentially negative. I don't think that's always a struggle for me. Mm-hmm. I am the person that's usually like, hey, let's have the uncomfortable moment so we can get past it. So I'm with that.
You talking about with me or in life?
In life, period. I mean, it's not always easy, especially when, regarding hurting somebody, stuff like that. That's a little harder. Ponder this question. Do you feel like you're always trying to make others happy?
I already talked about this in therapy. In our relationship. I don't know what you do with other people.
That's what I'm saying. With us, I always know I'm putting you first. What y'all think? I would honestly say before the past year or two, I've definitely been others first.
Mm-hmm. To a fault?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah. Spreading myself too thin. Almost like the stuff you were saying. I think you said it so well when you were like, I'm at work, drained and putting on the front or the act, to perform and give these people the best of me.
Mm-hmm.
Come home and I got to give the kids what's left of me. Mm-hmm. And then once the kids go down, I got to give you something, what's even after that. And then I got to be creative. And so I'm like, yeah, I can't do what's best for me and best for you all if I'm so busy spreading myself too thin. I'm not giving anybody much of Nico, Mm-hmm. Learn how to communicate your expectations on things. This is small. Learn how to communicate your expectations on things you want to do together versus solo. I gotta learn how to communicate everything better. A lot of stuff I be feeling like I'm gonna hurt her feelings. She gonna say this and that. And I'm just like, you know what? Lately, I've just been like, you're gonna have to deal with this.
And how's it going?
It's been liberating.
I mean,
I can't hold on to your feelings.
Do Bob even be tripping?
Sometimes. And I'm just like, you have to sit with that. It's not my job.
Am I handling it worse as
depends
or better than
on
expected?
the situation. Most of the time, it's handling it better than what I expected.
Good.
Other times, it's probably in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Very few times has it been worse. You surprise me sometimes when it be like, oh, that's what you choose to trip off of? That's what you're hung up on? So, them be the things that surprise me. I think I'll be having my guards down. I'll be prepared for those. But make sure you're asking others what they want to do instead of always assuming. I don't think I assume a lot out of fear that I would.
I'm listening. You don't assume a lot out of fear that you would. I thought something was on me. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I assumed you thought something was on you. No, I actually don't. I try not to assume. I feel like assuming is dumb.
I'm so glad you didn't say that thing.
I mean, no.
Don't sneak it in.
It's just about to. You don't like that saying?
Not really.
Why not?
It's corny.
It is.
And I like corny stuff, but that is too much.
I mean, I don't get it.
I feel like, well, no. I don't think I did that. I don't know. I think that was me more than you. Not assuming what people would do, but I used to have both sides of a conversation with somebody and then never talk to them.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore.
You make up in your mind what these people gonna say, good or bad. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And then I just don't actually talk to them about it because we've already discussed
it. We did. That is cool.
I did that for years.
Wow. I don't get it.
Get what?
Basically, what you just did, that whole thing. It's like, instead of asking the question, you would rather sit and be like, they go, Instead, you make an ass out of yourself by,
I asked you not to do that.
I didn't do the one, you and me. That is crazy. Just rather sit and think versus just
you ever
ask.
Talk to somebody and it's like a wall? Like every time it's the same conversation?
For sure, yeah.
Those
people,
that's
be
what
like,
I'm talking
okay,
about.
I got it. I thought you were just talking about like people.
Not just in general.
But for you and your personality,
regardless, it wasn't good, healthy.
Lack of wanting to have conversation or lack of wanting to have small talk. Like
expended on a wall.
I get that.
It was faster when I just talked for them.
And weird.
Okay, these are mine.
That's for the sake of editing.
Be intentional about being patient with others. I'm doing good with that, I think, because that is terrible. I am not patient.
You are patient, I feel like, at the most random times. Kids be tripping, and I have been patient. Mm-hmm. And then after a certain, I'm like, okay, at this point, something has to be done. I get up, and you're like, be nice. I'm like, nice? Went out the window 10 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. But then...
Or I can go.
You be like...
Hulk.
Oh, shut up. I'm like, now where did that patient go? That's true. But you might as well.
I would not.
But where's the line?
What?
Where's the line?
Practicing patience is my line.
I mean, it's no like...
My new line is to walk in a straight one in the other direction.
This is me.
And come back.
This is you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Learn to identify and communicate your stressors to others and steps needed to remedy them. This is something I'm also working on. Trying to figure out what is super draining. Am I doing good?
Excuse me. I think...
And then saying, hey, babe, this is rough. Or when this and this happens is when I'm like going to be no good.
I think you're communicating that a little better. What I honestly think is you cannot or should not be working a job that does not... I think our bandwidths are a little different.
Way different.
I can work a job that I don't care about, that I don't like or enjoy, come home and still be productive, get some things done. For you, I think it's much more draining.
Yes.
So...
I've quit several jobs that didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, so...
Internally.
I'm recognizing that, so I'm like, I can go here at this job I care nothing about, you can go there, we both come home. And I'm not like, what we doing tonight? You like, fried. Mm-hmm. So for me, my goal is to, what was the word? It escaped me. Alleviate. Mm-hmm. I want to basically remove you from these atmospheres and be able to place you somewhere
draining atmosphere
where you can thrive, man. But we've never known what that is. It's been recently that we were like, oh, Ebony likes this. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dope.
I've never had a job that didn't have like a deep-rooted purpose. I didn't stay. Mm. I quit a lot of jobs. Just because they didn't do nothing. Like, I could never work at McDonald's. It ain't pride. I would get fired. I don't believe in the system. The food is terrible. It's just like, I would die in there.
Meanwhile, I would be like, okay, I'm about to be the best burger flipping dude in this mug.
I would be fired. Ponder these questions. Do you tend to keep your worries and fears inside? Why? I do.
There's a song in my head. I was like...
Do I?
I think you do.
You think I do? Mm-hmm. I probably do.
First of all, what don't you keep in your head?
I know everything starts in my head. I feel like I do better with letting it out. Or maybe it's just spilling out in unhealthy ways.
It spills out on paper sometimes, but my thing is it bounces around in your head for a while. Mm-hmm. And then it comes out on paper or some kind of artistic way. Mm-hmm. But still,
but I don't explicitly state them.
You don't. Who you share with? Mm-hmm. Your journals are for you.
Yeah. Learn to communicate your boundaries to others so you aren't overwhelmed by their needs. I figured that out a while ago. Okay.
Good.
Don't be afraid to take a risk or step outside of your comfort zone. Don't look at me. I'm sitting here right now. Done.
I've been looking at you this whole time. This girl, she felt something. Changed. She felt something.
Expression changed. I feel like we already talked about that. I'm skipping that.
Are you afraid to get out of your comfort zone?
Again, this word fear. I don't think I'm afraid. It's uncomfortable. I like comfort. That is probably my biggest, idol.
Comfort.
Absolutely. And not like bougie comfort, like safety comfort. Not if I don't feel like using this energy to stretch myself right now. No.
Interesting.
I don't like that.
Do you think it's
my primary focuses are attention, finding stability, protecting myself, maintaining trustworthy relationships.
Do you think, I don't know if I asked this too, so forgive me if I'm being redundant, but do you think making a bad decision is a fear for you?
No, I do that every day.
Make a bad decision? I'm just still back to that because I'm like, there has to be something there versus just I'm tired, because it's not always, unless you're always mentally exhausted and this is just another thing added on to it. But asking you what you want to eat, why is that mentally exhausting?
Because I don't be knowing. I don't even be knowing like a type of cuisine.
I'll be asking you like,
I be needing like parameters. That is such a big question. Right off the bat, anything cold can go.
I've definitely learned that. I've definitely learned to give you choices.
Yeah, say, hey babe, you want Italian or Mexican food? Then I can make a decision. If you just say, what do you want to eat? That's why I'd be like, what do you feel like making? I'm not cooking it. If I want an extravagant vegetarian meal, if I say that alone, that don't help you. Because that's usually what I want.
Okay.
Your primary focuses of attention. I just said mine. Pleasant emotions and experiences, maintaining freedom and avoiding pain and discomfort. Yes?
Yeah, we talked about that. Pretty much.
How to refocus.
How to refocus?
For you.
Why did you smile like that?
I haven't even read this.
Why did you smile like that is what I said.
Because it's going to help you, potentially.
Okay.
Be aware when you're using activities and experiences to avoid processing difficult emotions.
Okay.
What is happening?
That'd be hard. But I'm actually doing that now. I'm like...
You can tell when you're doing
it? Sometimes. I'll be like, okay, my biggest thing is I can tell that I am avoiding something but still it's like, what is it? Like, what is the emotion? What is the feeling? I don't know how to connect it.
It's not coming out. This is mine. Celebrate the power of your own voice and inner strength. Acknowledge your ability to navigate through challenging situations, both in past and present. I've read a bunch of different things, but there is a theme of sixes not trusting themselves to make decisions.
Why not?
I'm trying to figure out if that's true for me. Well, not if. In what ways is that true for me?
I cannot say or recall right off the top, don't be offended by this, a time where you made a decision.
You are out of your mind.
Give me one. It was my choice to move her. I considered you this place. I considered you a lot.
I made a decision. We didn't go with mine. What are you talking about?
No, we could have went with yours. Well, your decision was the other place over this?
No, I eventually got myself together and picked this one as well. But that means I made a choice.
I thought you just didn't know and you was like leaving it up to me and trusting me. That's actually what I thought.
No,
that's what I thought happened to this. So, my mistake. Mm-hmm. I stand corrected. Excuse me. Ebony has made one decision. Mm-hmm. I'm just
hit up my tongue.
Look at that.
Random facts that I learned about type 6s. We are more highly susceptible to becoming alcoholics than the other numbers.
Why?
I don't remember. But I knew when I read that, I was like,
oh my gosh. See, that's why I'm not going to ever take a drink. See, because all right.
It's too risky, man.
It's not.
I'm going to just keep eating my alcohol and mind my business. Before I be out here in these streets.
I
knew you was going to shake your head. I was like, I'm going to tell him this. What you looking at?
Enneagram relationship stuff. Enneagram type 6, the loyalist with Enneagram type 7, the enthusiast.
All right. Looking at the same thing.
What each type brings to the relationship. Both Enneagram 6s and 7s are mental types. And there can be a great deal of mental stimulation in the pairing. These two types offer many areas in which they reinforce each other, and some areas in which the strengths of one counterpart counterbalance the limitations of the other.
You struggling?
I'm struggling. So
we fill in the gaps for each other.
I was about to say I've always thought that.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree so far. 7s are usually entertaining and tend to lift the spirits of 6s.
Enjoy bantering with each other, verbally sparring, and seeing how absurd or funny they can become as they push each other to outrageous limits.
That is true.
I loved that part.
The 7s are particularly good at generating new ideas, while 6s are particularly boring.
Nigga.
I'm sorry.
I ain't holding it no more.
Oh my God. While 6s are particularly good at mastering the practical steps, very practical, that are necessary to getting things done.
Because you would be crashing and burning without me.
Dang. Really? I would just be bumping my head a lot more.
Mm-hmm. You would be swollen. And purple.
Oh, that's funny. 7s help 6s put fear and limitation into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they move beyond them entirely.
Yep.
We out here helping y'all. Come on with your scary self. They thus make an effective team. Yep, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Which 7s lay out the big picture and gets people excited about new possibilities, while sixes move in the logistical and tactical know-how. Mm-hmm. Following through with the details. I think that's where we really at. That's us.
You're the straight line man. I'm the journey girl.
What is a straight line
like,
to you?
This is where we're going. This is the straight line.
Okay.
And mine be like, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point.
That's what I consider
and
straight line.
Yours is the straight line.
That's what I consider a straight line to be.
Mine is bullet pointed.
I feel like I'm more broad. I wouldn't. So I got you.
You remember lines, planes, and points in math class?
No.
Well, your lines. I'm points.
Okay.
Connect my dots to get to your end goal.
All right. That makes sense now. Mm-hmm. I just didn't know. I'm like, why am I a straight line to her? Like, I don't think I'm a straight line, but I get it. Okay, you're thinking in geek terms.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Go to the trouble spots.
Hold up. In intimate relationships, the same balance pertains. Sevens are stimulators. Sixes are regulators. And they can keep each other...
Regulators! Go ahead.
And they can keep each other moving forward by allowing the other to counterbalance their own limitations.
I have a question. It's a little off topic. I just want to whisper it in your
Say it loud.
No, I want to... Never mind.
Okay, come on. Tell me mine.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
You just want to see if you were right?
Yeah.
You want me to say it out here for the people?
No, I just want you to nod. Okay.
Yeah.
Just give me the lie. Did you see that? Go ahead.
To this visionary... Oh my gosh. To this visionary, functionary mix, sixes bring commitment and loyalty to seven. Mm-hmm. Often an expertise and groundedness that seven comes to trust and rely on, implicitly.
I bring you down to earth.
Sure.
You kite.
You kite. Sevens bring a driving sense of optimism and possibilities, high energy and sense of adventure and fearlessness with regard to failure. That they can teach.
That's swapped.
What?
You're more scared to fail than I am. Find the lie.
You be needing all this other stuff so your fear can go away. We don't always have that. That's why I be like, girl, make a decision.
Okay.
Shoot. They can teach sixes how to be resilient and how not to fear the future. Mm-hmm. The straight line. Mm-hmm. While sixes can teach sevens the difference between optimism and pipe dreams. Continuing on. Go ahead, run through this real quick and then we gotta wrap this up. I don't know why I make this bigger.
Whoa. I'm looking for the meat. I don't want to read all this.
You're looking for the meat?
Oh my gosh.
Is this good or bad?
Sevens are future oriented. Sixes are aware of the past. The lessons of history will prevent things from going badly again. Yes? No?
Yeah.
Sixes very much want to find someone with whom they can have a long-term commitments. Sevens tend to be fearful of long-term commitments and enter into them reluctantly.
Man, that's because I got a trashy upbringing.
Every seven has a trashy upbringing?
I'm just trying to figure, they trying to put it in. I don't know. They good.
Sixes feel that sevens are too hedonistic. I don't know what that means. Selfish, extravagant. And when the chips are down, they wonder if they can be relied on. Will they skip off to do... Whoa, I did not read that right. Will they skip off to someone else or avoid their responsibilities in some form of escapism or addiction?
Is it sevens?
That was you, yes.
That was for sevens.
Sevens tend to feel that sixes are too anxiety ridden, worry too much, and make themselves and everyone else crazy. Raising every question and objection before trying anything.
Anything.
That's
anything.
false.
Anything.
We oppose everything at first and get distrustful or suspicious easily. Facts. They live a life of limits and
rules.
That's sevens feel are restrictions.
Yes.
Well, hey.
Well, hey. These two opposing philosophies reflect the very different expectations sixes and sevens have made from half from life, from a relationship, and unless they can be reconciled, it will be difficult for this couple to remain. Wow,
they coming for us.
They be coming for us, guys.
Enneagram.
Oh, that's FYI. This right here. Skip this. Sixes tend to be negative and pessimistic, while sevens tends to be positive and optimistic.
Naive.
Dang, that did not say. I think all of the stuff that we kind of read through.
Be all right.
Yeah, I feel like. I mean, we ain't need no Enneagram to tell us that though. It's just interesting how they, kind of aligned it. Like they knew me.
I'm gonna start calling you that when you get out of line.
What?
Yes, seven.
I'm like, come on, six. Make a decision, six.
Don't do that.
Here you go, sixing it up. With your sexy self.
Hey, I like that one.
Okay. Sex. I'm sorry.
I was finna give you one. It's done.
I'm gonna give you one. What you got?
It's done.
Okay. It's all good.
I'm over here being a
six.
pessimistic six.
Yep. 6 and stones. 6 and stones. All good. Maybe one day you'll become a 7. It's okay, baby. You might be a 6 in there, but you're a dime in mine. Hey, yeah, this has been fun. I would love to hear or read what you guys are. So make sure you take the test. It's free $99. And put it below so we can see what the family is. See where my 7's at.
And the 6. Who get them in order.
Sure. Or bring us down.
Close the thing.
The thing. I'm going to go straight line. You may connect dots. Well, first.
Whatever.
We would like to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of EboNics podcast. You can find us where all podcasts are to be found.
Such as
Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor, and you can see us and our faces on YouTube. If you do, please like and subscribe and share the video. Make sure you give us 5 stars also on those other platforms. So,
and comment.
Please, let us know. Who's the better one? 7s or 6s? Peace. Matter of fact.
Okay. Put up yours. No, put up a piece. And that's a 6. Bye, guys.